Again, Tiger fans rolling in today. Maybe that 5-game winning streak, including that win over Mail, has Tiger fans excited, Tony.
Yeah, John. I gave the wrong guy in the lineup. I gave it as
Terrence Wilson's in there, right?
Well,
13.
They gave me at the table was totally different. I had a Okoye as a starter, and I butchered that really well. So John will get you going.
All
from
right.
What I saw in the book.
It is Acole in there. He'll jump center. He's in there with Terrence Wilson. Tyron Gray was correct, and of course House and Coward, the two leading scorers. Tigers control the tip. We're underway here. Tigers heading right to left on your radio dial. Nelson Williams has it out top to Jackson. Swings it across to Scanlon. Has to save it in bounds, and he does. Hand off to Williams. Nelson, stutter step, now dribbles out near center court. Man-to-man defense by the Red Hawks. Williams picks up his dribble out front. Wide open Hankey three is good. Nothing at the bottom of the net for Will Hankey, and the Tigers strike first. Gray brings it across. High left to Coward. Swing it out to Wilson. Right side, this is the leading scorer, House. They run a weave out top. Howard ends up with it on high left. Handoff, down the lane, little floater, no good in and out from House. And Tommy Scanlon with the rebound. Tigers look to run. Here's Jackson, front court, three ball, no good, long rebound. Down on the deck, picked up by House. He gives it to Howard. He goes right over Williams. That's going to be a charge. Nelson Williams took the charge from Ravante Coward. First foul of the game.
Nice job by the Tigers. They got a good look down here by Jeremiah Jackson after the three by Hankey. So a minute in, Tigers lead by 3, have 2 good looks.
Inbounds to Williams. Little token full court pressure here from the Red Hawks, but they back out of there, and now Chance Dillingham brings it across. Left side to Williams. They throw the lob down to Jackson. He lays it up and in. Nelson Williams with the delivery, and Jeremiah Jackson with the finish. It's 5-0 Tigers. House in the front court. Scanlon comes to get him. He'll get the assignment on Quintrell House early today. All right, this is Gray. Right side, looking to go one-on-one is House. He does go around Scanlon, floats it up and in. Kelron House, Tony mentioned the pregame, averaging 24 a game, gets his first 2. 5-2 Tigers, 6:20 to go in the quarter. Dillingham walks it across, guarded by Coward. Takes the handoff and now gives the handoff to Jackson. Out top to Scanlon. Tommy, right side, Nelson Williams, open three, good, book it.
And John, everybody saw Jackson go back to him, went oop, and then they kicked it out to Williams for a 3.
Nelson Williams, hot last night, stays hot early here today. 8-2 Tigers. House hands it off to Gray. He dribbles down the middle, cut off by Dillingham. Out top, that is Wilson. He gets it to House. Tommy trying to stick with him and does so. Back to Wilson, out top to Gray. Williams has him on the switch. Gray now goes free throw line jumper, and he's fouled by Chance Dillingham. Didn't need to do it, but he did get a piece of Tyran Gray, who will shoot a pair.
And, John, there was a little miscommunication between Dillingham and Williams on the screen, and it kind of got him out of sync. Gray gets the open look, and, yeah, you're right. Dillingham, it's got to let him go right there. And Gray will go to the foul line where he shoots 64%.
He'll shoot a pair. First one is up and in, nothing but the bottom. First point for Tyran Gray. Elijah Price will come in as Kuer Akal will come out of the game for the Red Hawks. Another sub waiting to come in for Gray if he makes the second free throw, which he does. Kevin Evans No pun intended. Comes in. And now full court pressure. A little more legitimate this time, but it is man-to-man, and Dillingham will walk it across against Evans. 5.5 to play in the quarter, 8-4 Tigers. High left, they try to throw it down low. Jackson gets it, puts it up, it rolls off, goes for his own, gets it, drops it off for Hankey, who lost it. Ball's on the deck, they kick it out to Scanlon. Tommy throws a lob down to Jackson. Jeremiah, one dribble, back out to Dillingham. They reset. Chance goes right, stops at the foul line, kicks it out top to Williams. Knocked away, but he got it back. This is going to be a tough game with Coach Johnson, Tony.
Right in front of us.
Now left to Dillingham. He'll take the long three, no good. Long rebound, and going through the lane was Scanlon, and he missed the bunny. Here's House the other way. Stops at the top of the key with a three, rolls out. Scanlon quickly back on defense for the rebound. Nelson Williams has it. Across the right side, stops. Three-pointer in the air, short, rolls off. Jackson rebound, put back is good, and he's fouled. Well, the freshman, Tony, has learned quick. He's got unbelievable natural ability, but he has learned quickly how to get those offensive rebounds.
Yes, John. Use his size right there. And Coward gets his second foul, the second leading scorer for the Seneca Redhawks. Just got his second foul with 4:40 left here in the first quarter. And Jeremiah Jackson will go to the foul line where he shoots right at 60%.
He'll take a seat. Davion Bibb comes in for him. Free throw's no good. Rebounded by Price. Here's House in the front court. Scanlon cuts him off at the top. Hands it off to Evans. High left. This is Bibb, the new man in the lineup. The Price out top, guarded by Hankey. Goes around Will, flips up a crazy-looking runner, no good. And the ball hits the deck. Chance Dillingham comes out of there for the Tigers. It's a high screen, goes right around Nelson Williams, kicks it in the right corner to Scanlon. One dribble. Down low to Jackson, who's being held down there, and they call the foul before the shot, and that'll be the first on Terrence Wilson.
Nice job by the Tigers as Graham Craisman comes into the game for Tommy Scanlon. Just being active. They're being very active, and that's what you got to like. They have a size advantage, and they've used it so far.
Yeah, and Jeremiah Jackson's doing a great job of using it. He takes the inbounds, back to Dillingham in the corner for a three, good. Third three of the night for the Tigers, three different players, and it's 13-4, Seneca with their biggest lead. Here's House down the lane, kicked it out top to Bibb, guarded by Jackson. Left side back to House, drives down the lane, flips up a layup, no good. Ball's loose on the deck, picked up by Hankey, but he lost it out of bounds. Fighting with it with Acole, it'll be Seneca ball.
Back into the game for the Red Hawks is Tyron Gray. They will inbound under their own basket. 3:46. Tigers lead 13-4.
House will put it in play into Price. Left wing, guarded by Williams. Kicks it out top to Gray near the center circle. Gray against Dillingham. Dribbles right, cut off there, goes into the lane, spins, nowhere to go. Knocked away, but it went right out to Price. He wants to go one-on-one against Williams. Instead, the corner for Acole for the three, good. Kurer Acole hits the first three-pointer for the Red Hawks. It's 13-6. They make it a two, I should say. It's 13-6. Dillingham to Craisman at the top. Fake the handoff. They look down low. Instead, back out to Chance. High screen from Craisman. Chance to the free throw line. Jumper's way short. Air ball. And it's going to go out of bounds to the Red Hawks.
And you don't see that very often. Chance rubbing his hands like that's right. No, he just let go.
It slipped. No, you missed it. Here's Gray into the front court. Under 3 to play here in the quarter. Gets a high screen from Acole. Stops inside the three-point line. In and out on the jumper. And Jackson up for the rebound. Gives it to Williams. Delayed break for the Tigers. Nelson looking down low for Craisman, and it goes out of bounds. A lot of contact. Williams says that House got a piece of it, but the referees aren't buying.
Terrence Wilson back into the game for the Red Hawks. But right idea, you just got to get a better angle. He took a bad angle and tried to advance it into the post.
2:40 to play, 13-6 Tigers, first quarter. Price has it high left against Hankey, gets a high screen from Acole, throws it to House, dribbles left, handoff to Gray, into the lane, down low to Acole for the layup. Good ball movement by Seneca. Tigers kind of fell asleep there. 4 straight points for Seneca has cut the lead to 5. Here's Hankey out top against House, throws a lob down to Craisman, he catches it. One dribble, goes up on Acole, it's blocked from behind, but taken by Hankey. Will kicks it out to Jackson. Right side, Williams. 3-ball in the air. In and out, no good. Tipped by Jackson. Ball loose. Williams has it. He's fouled, no call. He's got it back. Dribbles right down the lane. Fake out to Jackson. Jeremiah, baseline, cut off. Back out to Williams. Nelson into the lane. A little floater off the glass. No good, but he'll go to the line and shoot a pair. Hoover Ako with his first foul. 4th against Seneca, compared to 1 against the Tigers here. And Nelson Williams, Tony, at the line for 2.
64% foul shooter, which always surprises me.
And he tried to bank that one in.
God. But
yeah, he, maybe he should back up a little bit.
Yeah, shoot a jumper from top to key. But
David Jones in.
I'm old. I lost my train of thought when I said that.
Second one, no good. Back rim. House with the long rebound. It's 3-on-3 the other way. He's going to go straight to the basket and put it up and in. 4 for House. A 6-0 run for the Red Hawks has cut the Tiger lead to 13-10. David Jones, I mentioned, in for the Tigers now. Here's another errant pass. I feel bad for Graham Craisman. They're trying to get it to him, but they're not throwing him great passes.
No, Graham was trying to post up high. The Tigers run off the dribble handoff, and no doing there.
House will walk it across. Jackson waits for him at the top of the key. He dribbles right. It's a high screen from Ako. Fighting through it is Jackson. He cuts him off. Back to Ako for the layup. It's good, and he fouled by Craisman. Little give and go there. 2-man game, and the Red Hawks, who were down 13-4, have a chance to tie it here.
6 of the last 8 by Ako. And we'll see Will Hankey come back in. We'll see Bryce Johnson, the freshman, come in the game for the first time. And Aku, or whatever we said to it, I'm listening. And
I'm going to say Ako.
Todd just said it. Aku.
Well, he's got it written down here. Let me look what he said.
And he misses the 3-throw. Will Hankey with the rebound.
Ako.
Well, sorry to the family.
Sorry to the Ako family. Here's Dillingham in the front court. In trouble. Gets it to Jackson. Jeremiah dribbles to the top of the key. Into the free throw line. Goes up. Back out to Javen Jones. Long 2-pointer. Good. Javen with the first 2 off the bench for the Tigers ends the 8-0 run for the Red Hawks. Tiger lead is 3 with under 45 seconds to play in the quarter. Quick moving first quarter. Here's Gray out top of the screen. Johnson comes to get him over to Price. He drives down the lane. Another crazy looking shot, but this one goes in for Elijah Price, his first 2. And it's back to a 1-point Senex lead with under 30 seconds to play in the quarter. Hankey in the front court. Double team does not come. In fact, both players go away from him. Over to Jackson. Back to Hankey out top. 17 seconds. Will take a couple of dribbles against Price. Pick it up. Give it to Jackson. Cross court 2. Bryce Johnson with 10 seconds. Hand off to Jeremiah. Gives it to Dillingham. He's pestered out front. Down low to Hankey. He's got a lane to the bucket. He lays it up and it rolls in. A lot of contact, no whistle, but Will Hankey able to finish at the rim for his 5th point. 1 quarter in the books. 17-14 Tigers. You're listening to Seneca High School basketball on Big X Sports Radio.
Tigers shooting 47% from the field. They are 3 for 7 from the three-point line for 43. And Seneca is shooting 55. They have not attempted a three-pointer.
Don't forget, you can text us during the broadcast. Let us know where you're watching or listening from. 502-414-1450. That's the Culver's text line. Seneca ball to start the second quarter. House has it on the left wing. Out top to Gray. He'll reset the offense. Left side to Price. They swing it back. Gray's got it high right against Dillingham. 11 against 11 here. He spins into the lane, puts up a little floater way off. No good. Ball tipped a couple of times. Comes down to Wilson. He's in the lane, lost his dribble. Out to Price for a three ball. Short, no good. Hankey tips it to himself. It's knocked away. Price had it. It's on the deck, and it rolls out to Gray. So another chance for Seneca here. Here's House down the lane. Outside three-pointer misses everything by Wilson, and Hankey does finally chase the rebound down. Gives it to Bryce Johnson. He dribbles it into front court, waiting for a guard to help him out. Bryce can handle it, though. Dribbles left, in trouble. Gets it to Javen Jones on the block. Has a smaller man on him. Javen out top to Hankey. Will dribbles right, goes in, lays it up off the glass and in. Will Hankey with his 7th point. Second straight field goal. 19-14 Tigers. Price high left. Johnson comes to get him. To House. And Tommy Scanlon with his one foul back in there to guard Quintel House. House dribbles out top. Hands it to Gray. Gray looks across court. Nothing there. Gets a high screen. Now Jones picks him up on the switch to House to the free throw line. Jumper, good.
That's his game right there, mid-range.
Ron House, I'll get the name right before the fourth quarter.
It's a tough one.
Has 6 points now. It's 19-16 Tigers. Dillingham across, guarded by House, gives it to Hankey. He'll hand it off to Jones. Tigers run the weave out top. Javen stops for an open three. Good. Second field goal for Javen Jones, the senior. He's got 5. Here comes Seneca the other way quickly. Gray in the front court. Looking, hands it off to House. He dribbles down the lane, stops at the free throw line. Ball knocked away by Scanlon. He gets it to Gray for a jumper. Banks no good. Ball tipped and recovered by Hankey. He and Scanlon were the two guys tipping it to each other, and Will picks it off the deck. Dillingham in the front court. Dribbles to the top of the key. Now he goes down the lane against Gray, knocked away, but they're going to call a late foul on Gray from the other side of the court. Coach Johnson not happy about that.
Now it's totally blocked out, John, by the referee and the coach.
First on Tyran Gray, 5th foul now on the Red Hawks. A call is back in, Tony, along with Ravante Coward and his 2 fouls.
And Chief Cameron in for Chance Dillingham.
Lob into Scanlon, back to Chief. Cameron dribbles out top, and he'll reset the offense. Gets it to Hankey at the high post. Will against a smaller man, trying to drive inside. Goes up, puts it up. They call it travel. It went in, but it won't count. And Hankey does not agree with the call. And again, Coach Johnson didn't allow me to see it.
And Coach Klein not happy with that call.
Here's House out top, 22-16 Tigers. House gets around Scanlon, goes up on Johnson, lays it up and in. House with 8. It's a 4-point Tiger lead with 5:10 to play in the half. Javen Jones in the front court, high left. Turns the screen from Hankey down. Now he throws it out to Will. Left side, right side to Bryce Johnson. Lost it, but got it back. He'll dribble down the baseline, and he's pushed and fouled. And that's going to be on House. First foul on Kelron House. And now 6, Tony, on the Red Hawks. So for the last 5 minutes of the half, Tigers will be shooting the bonus.
Tigers will inbound under their own basket with Javen Jones.
Out high, Chief Cameron's got it. Dribbles around the defender, goes all the way in, lays it up and rolls out, but he drew the foul, and Chief will go to the line for a pair. Terrence Wilson with his 2nd foul. So 2 of the Red Hawk starters now with 2 fouls.
Chief shooting 70% from the foul line.
In the varsity games, I'm going to guess 7 for 10.
According, unless he shot one last night.
This one rolls in. First point for Cameron. Wilson comes out with his 2 fouls. Evans back in, and Jeremiah Jackson back in for the Tigers for Bryce Johnson. Second free throw for the Chief is up and in. His first 2 points of the game. Tiger lead back up to 6, 24-18.
One time, John, I want to say dunk it, Chief.
Dunk it, Chief. Shout out to R.P. McMurphy. Here's 3 from the right side. Short, no good from Gray. or excuse me, that was Evans, and Jackson with the rebound for the Tigers. Cameron will bring it across, gets a high screen from Hankey. He'll dump it off to Will at the top of the key. Will goes right around Cole, tried to throw it down to Scanlon, knocked out of bounds by Seneca. I don't think it was there, but Will got himself in the air, nothing to do with the ball. Tigers lucky to get it back.
Watch for a lob here on the inbounds play, John.
Cameron will put it in play. He does throw the lob to Jackson. Tried to throw it out, but it's intercepted. This is Evans against Javen Jones the other way. Laid it up no good. Jones may have gotten a piece of it. And Tommy Scanlon with the rebound. Gives it to Javen. Up to the Chief. Knocked away and stolen by House. Goes right down the lane, and it's blocked out of bounds by Javen Jones. Seneca will keep it. A flurry of turnovers there.
Well, House sat on that pass, the outlet pass, and Chief Cameron couldn't do anything about it because he saw it coming. And now Seneca will inbound under a basket. 4:10 left in the first half. 24-18 Tigers.
Gray will put it in play. Out the House. Three-point land. Right side. Takes the three. No good. And Javen Jones up high for the rebound. It's hard to outfight Hankey for those rebounds, but Javen did it that time. He's in the front court. He's at the free throw line. Out to Hankey. He fakes the three. Dribbles down the lane. Ball knocked away on the ground. Hankey got it back. Got it to Jackson, and he lays it in.
Boy, Coward almost got his third, John.
Timeout Seneca, 3:49 to go in the quarter. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on Big X Sports Radio. Back at St. X, John and Tony. St. X lead over Seneca ballooned back up to 8 here, forcing a timeout by Coach Jordan Johnson. And Tigers getting on the board, Tony. Playing some solid defense so far against Kelron House.
They have, John, and the House hit that one in the lane there. That's his game, that mid-range game. He puts it on the floor and he pulls up. He has a really nice jump shot. Tigers doing a pretty good job on him.
26-18, 3:43 to go in the half. Seneca ball. House has it high right out to Price. Guarded by Jackson. They give it to Gray. Javen Jones picks him up. Back to House. Try to get in the lane. Not there. Back out to Gray for three. No good. Ball rebounded by Scanlon. Gets it to Hankey. Tigers have somebody deep. He got it to Javen Jones. Back to Hankey, and the layup is blocked by House. Here's Seneca the other way. Gray out high. Gives it to House. Wants to go around Javen Jones, who fouled him. He puts it up and in, and it's Coach Johnson wanted to foul early. Now he's glad he didn't get it because it's going to be an opportunity for a three-point play. But he was right. Javen Jones had the two-hand press on Ron House.
Yeah, the foul should have been out on the floor. But, yes, House gets the call, gets the bucket, and House is an excellent foul shooter at about 83%.
26-20 as Kelron House will go to the free throw line. In double digits with 10. Now he's got 11 as he knocks it down. 11 of the 21 Seneca points. Here's Hankey in the backcourt, dribbling against Evans. Gets on the right side to Jones. Had a notion, didn't take the three. Back to the Chief. Goes into the lane. I guess that was Chief.
It was Jeremiah Jackson from Chief Cameron.
Couldn't see around Coach Johnson there. 28-21 Tigers. I like our spot here, Tony, but we're just not high enough. Here's Price high left against the zone defense this time. Gets in the corner, wide open. Nobody comes to get Kevin Evans, and that's Gray, and he knocks down the jumper. First field goal, fourth point for Tyran Gray. Tigers lost him. Here's Cameron in the front court. Threw it away, got it back. Trying to throw it to Jones. It's kicked, but no call, so chasing it into the backcourt is Chief. Now the Tigers have 5-on-4. Tommy Scanlon down low, knocked away from Hankey. He gets it back. Still looking. Cross court to Jones. Javen's three is way off, long, and a foul going the other way here against the Tigers. And it's going to be against Hankey. Little ragtag offensively, and Chief Cameron, who almost turned it over twice there, will come out as Chance Dillingham, the sophomore, replaces the freshman.
Graham Craisman comes back in too. Nelson Williams. Tigers back with their normal starting lineup, even though Craisman did not start tonight and Tommy Scanlon did.
2 minutes left here in the half. Tigers by 5. Here's Gray in the front court against Dillingham. Chance harassing him, and he traveled.
Sure did.
But away from the ball, no call there. It's a foul on Jeremiah Jackson. His second.
I thought they were calling a walk too, John.
Correction, his first. Kur Akul had to get up off the ground as Jackson ran through the screen there. First on Jeremiah. Here's Gray in the front court. Gets it to Coward. Dribbles once. Free throw jumper, and it's way off, and Craisman with the rebound. That is a frustrated shot by Ravante Coward. Here's Nelson Williams down the lane. Out top to Hankey for a three. In and out, no good. Rebounded by House. They look for the snowbird. It's not there, so House will bring it across himself against Jackson. Goes down the lane, flips it up. It rolls off. Craisman had it, lost it. Ball tipped out of bounds by, oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Wow. They gave it to Seneca. And maybe that referee just can't see up that high.
I would say one of these two should have helped him. We could see that from here, John. A break for the Red Hawks, and they will inbound with 1:24 left in the first half, down 5.
Gray gets in the corner to Coward, out to House. He hands it to Gray. Comes around the screen, left side. Coward thought about the three, but decided against it. And now Coach Johnson at midcourt and out on the court. So
at least we can see.
At least we can see that end of the floor. Here's Price, high right, gives it to Gray. He stutter-stepped again, stops with a little jumper. It rolls out, and Hankey's got the rebound. Will bring it himself. Cut off and now knocked down, and he'll go to the free throw line. A blocking foul is more of a tripping foul there.
On how? No, that's on 3.
That'll be Price. That'll be his first, and now 8 will send Hankey to the line for a 1-and-1.
Well, Hankey on the year is a 68% foul shooter.
In a close game last night at Moore, Tony, he hit 4 free throws, and he misses this one. And Jackson with the offensive board. Back out to Hankey. Gives it to Nelson. Had a chance. Didn't take it. They get it down low to Craisman. Graham with a spin move. In trouble. Kicks it out to Williams. Left side, Dillingham. Chance drives down the lane. In trouble. Out to Jackson. Open 3 ball in the air. No good long. Chases it down himself, but knocked it into the hands of House. And here comes Seneca the other way. I was going to say Hankey was 4 for 4 from the line late in that game and more. And a three-pointer by Elijah Price goes in for his 5th point. And the Tigers will take a timeout with 26.8 seconds. Actually, Seneca, I think, called the timeout, Tony. The 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. But, again, Price got open for the 3 there, and all of a sudden we got a 2-point game.
Yeah, Tigers had some opportunities down here and didn't get anything out of them, and then Seneca goes down and gets buckets. So a lead that the Tigers had by 7 just at 2:59 now has dwindled down to 2 points. They will go for the last shot unless somebody decides they want to take one when they should.
Texter says, enjoy your local broadcast except when they preempt WKU. Don't know if WKU broadcast goes to another station, but I'm listening in Prospect. Okay, well, thank you for listening. You can hit us up on the Culver's text line, 502-414-1450. If you're watching on YouTube or on SaintX.com or listening, tell us how you're watching and where you're watching. Hankey's got it. He'll dribble against Price and cross the timeline with 20 seconds to go in the half. Here's Nelson Williams with a handoff. Back out to Hankey. Craisman's got it at the top to Dillingham with 10.
Got to go.
Chance will dribble against Evans. Goes behind the back, goes into the lane. Tried to drop it off, should have shot it. Now he will shoot it. No good. Jackson tipped it, no good. And the first half comes to an end. Ragged effort in the last couple of minutes by the Tigers allows Seneca to get back in this game. St. X had a 9-point lead in the first quarter, an 8-point lead in the second quarter, but it's down now to a 2-point lead at the break, 28-26. We'll take a look at some of the numbers. Come back with the halftime show. 28-26 Tigers. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on Big X Sports Radio.
world-class campus. Experience 29 advanced placement courses. Experience the Brotherhood. Experience St. X. Experience the #1 all-boys high school in Kentucky. Experience 19 interscholastic sports. Experience more than 50 electives. Experience the Brotherhood.
It is halftime here at the Wills Center. St. X with a 28-26 lead over Seneca. I do want to say hello to our listener in Prospect who sent back a thank you. Florida Atlantic leads Western Kentucky at halftime 35-30. I'm sure you knew that, but I'm just trying to give you a public service announcement here. So,
Number 21.
28,
FAU.
26, Tony. Tigers, they look good in spurts, but they've been short-lived spurts today so far. And is this a result of game night 4, which Seneca had also, but a team you've already beaten, and you look at the score and you beat them by 18, and you think it might be a little easier than it is?
Yeah, John, I think when you played them the first time, you pulled away. And the Tigers took control there, but they had some bad offense there late in the first half, and Seneca got a few buckets up. So Tigers only scored 11 points, but then again, Seneca only scored 12 in the second quarter.
Jeremiah Jackson leads the Tigers with 8 points. Will Hankey with 7, and Javen Jones 5 off the bench. Kelron House, Tony, as advertised, he's got 11. You can see why he averages 24 a game.
Yeah, he's a good player. Like I said, his mid-range game, he penetrates, he pulls up and shoots it. The issue is for Seneca, can they get enough points from other guys? And Coward usually supplies some of that.
Goose egg.
He has not scored. He got 2 early fouls, but some of the other Red Hawks have stepped up, and that's why it's a 2-point game here at halftime.
Kura Akal started. He had 6 points right in a row there for the Red Hawks, so he's got 6. And Elijah Price hit a 3-pointer late in the half, 5 points for him off the bench. Eric Wood, former Louisville football center, is in the house today. I guess he doesn't have to go call the Bills-Chiefs game tomorrow, right?
Man.
It's too soon?
Too soon
Too
for
soon
that
for that?
one, John. The Bengals fans are laughing, but
It's good
not
to
the
see.
Buffalo Bills.
It's good to see E. It's always good to see Eric. Let's take a break. 3-minute timeout here. Come back with second half action. Tigers lead about 2 here at intermission. You're listening to St. X High School Basketball on Big X Sports Radio.
Got a second? All right. All right, Coach Klein, we're playing a tight team first half. How do you guys want to bounce back? You guys are on a hot win, trying to protect that. This is a great time to be that at this point in the year.
Yeah, really excited about what's coming in the second half. Seneca's a great team. They got a prolific guard, one of the tops in the state, doing a pretty good job on them. A couple other guys to step up and make some shots. We got to make free throws. We've kept the ball hot and had great looks. We're going to knock down open shots, finishing layups the first time. It's going to go for us. Always starts on defense. I think our guys are ready for a big second half.
All right, Coach Klein.
Thank you.
So you guys, Coach Klein, want to try to back on that shooting. That was a major struggle for them in the first half. We'll see how they adjust in the second.
The ball first, they deferred, so they'll have the ball first here in the second half. And Tony, what's this team got to do to just get over the hump here in the second half?
Well, we talk about it all the time, how important it is to start the second half. It really sets the tone, I think, for the second half. And, you can play bad and come back, but you get out of the gate here, and the Tigers need to get a couple buckets and stretch it back out. But if you're Seneca, what they've done well, John, is they've pressured out on the floor. They're not big underneath the basket. Tigers used that early and got some buckets down low. But give Seneca credit. They've been putting pressure out on the floor, and the Tigers haven't got those plays under the basket like they did earlier.
Gray, Acole, Wilson, House, and Coward, the starting five for Seneca, will also take the court to start the second half here. Not as many people left after the little girl cheerleading halftime as I thought.
Well, there was some leave, but a lot of them are little girls, so they didn't take up much room. So
I guess so. That's a good point. Tigers still in the huddle, getting ready to come out for second half action. They'll have the ball first. It's Scanlon, Williams, Hankey, Dillingham, and Jackson, the starting five as well for the Tigers here. Seneca's going for their sixth win in a row, and it's going to take some work here against the Redhawks. Dillingham takes the inbounds pass in the backcourt. Tigers heading left to right here in the second half. Out high to Williams, threw it away. Tried to throw it to Scanlon, and Tommy sort of stopped, didn't go after it, and went right out of bounds. Not a very good start to the second half.
Not when you come out of the locker room and you're running a play and you just toss it out of bounds. So Seneca has an opportunity to tie this or take the lead here on the first possession by them here in the second half.
Into Gray in the backcourt. Dillingham comes to get him. He'll dribble it right, throws it on the right wing, and takes it back across court, high left, out top. And Jackson just ran over a screen, but no whistle. The three was missed. Here's a quick one down to Jackson, laid it up no good, and a late whistle.
Late whistle.
And they're going to call a foul, I think, on Coward, Tony, and that's his third.
And, John, I think it's a good call, but it was way late. And
it was also unfortunate because Will Hankey was alone for the putback.
But that's the third foul on Seneca's second leading scorer. And now Jeremiah will go to the line where I told you earlier he shoots 60%. He is 0 for 1 on the night.
He's 1 out of 2 now as he knocks down the first one. Nice point for Jackson, trying to become the first Tiger in double figures. And I think somebody needs to find out where the coach's box is. Second one's up and in as well. 10 for Jackson. Tiger lead 30-26. House will bring it across. Scanlon will meet him at the top of the key. High right to Gray. Drives inside on Dillingham. Floats it up no good. Up for the rebound. It hits the deck as a couple guys battle for it. Jackson comes down with it. Long one ahead to Dillingham. He'll pop a long three way short. Scanlon with the long rebound. Gives it to Nelson Williams. Nelson out front to Jackson. Swing it right side, Dillingham. Drives baseline, cut off. Back out to Williams. Nelson's three ball is short. Jackson with another rebound as he's falling out of bounds. He got it out to Dillingham. Chance into the lane. Traveled, and there's the call.
Should have kicked that out. He did a good job of getting in the lane. A lot of tall timber in there, and you got to kick that out if you're about 5'9", and make a good opportunity. But another 2 turnovers for the Tigers here in the first minute 5 of the second half.
Well, I will say this, Tony. If Coward's going to guard Jackson, I'm posting him up until he gets his fourth foul here.
Yes, I am too.
High left. This is House, guarded by Scanlon. Goes baseline. Beat Tommy. Put the layup up and in. Patience from Quellron House, and he cuts the lead back to 2, 30-28. Here's Dillingham. Dribbles it across against Coward. So Ravante going to guard the little man here. Gets a high screen, high right to Jackson. Tried to go baseline, cut off there. Keeps his dribble alive, spins, goes up. And a whistle. The officials talking it over. It's going to be a foul first on Elijah Price. And I think that's the right call, Tony, as much as Coach Johnson wants to snap over here. He got the ball knocked out of his hands and then dribbled again. Well, the foul was before the double dribble. Here's Hankey out top. They swing it high left to Dillingham. Lob down low and a push on Hankey as he went up for the ball, and Kevin Klein not happy now.
That didn't look like it. Just looked like a bad pass that got knocked away, but Will Hankey will pick up his second foul. Real shaky start for both teams here to start the second half.
This is not a basketball 101 film you want to show the kids. Here's Gray, gets past Dillingham in the backcourt. Tigers in the zone here. Little matchup zone. High screen from Akul. Gray into the lane, kicks it out to Price. Thought about it, didn't take it. Got it down low. Up is with the layup blocked inside from Coward. Saved in bounds by Coward, and Seneca will reset out top with House. Right side to Gray. Back to House. High left is Price. They swing it around to House. He dribbles to the top of the key. Now goes down the lane. Out to Price for an open three. No good. Long rim. Long rebound. Out to Coward. Here's House. High left. Dillingham comes to get him. Tigers stay in that hybrid zone. Right side to Gray. Back to House. He'll take the open three. This one's good. And the lead is Seneca's. 16 for Quell Ron House. 31-30 Redhawks. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Dillingham brings it up against Coward. Goes high left, gets a screen from Williams, gets it back to Nelson for an open three. No good. Rebound, Scanlon tipped it. Hankey had a shot at it. Instead, the Redhawks have a 3-on-1. It's a lob to Price, who lays it in. Seneca now, the confidence growing for the Redhawks. Here's Hankey, beats his man Akol down the lane, goes up and lays it in. Hankey just was content to go until they stopped him, but they never did, and he lays it in. Seneca lead is 33-32. House out top, right side to Gray. Back to House. They look for the lob. It's not there. House drives into the lane against Williams. Cut off. Got it down to Akol for the layup. You got to get out of this defense. Seneca just patiently working it down low and getting layups and offensive rebounds. Here's Dillingham in the front court. Hand off to Williams, to Jackson at the top. Jeremiah back out to Scanlon. Looks down low, gets it to Hankey, spins on Akol, puts it up, no good short. Tipped by Jackson. He went up to get it again among three Redhawks who come out with it. Here's Gray into the front court. Drops it to House. Stops for an open three. Good. 19 for Quell Ron House. Timeout called by the Tigers. They face their biggest deficit. It's 38-32. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on Big X Sports Radio. Tony's ear. I turned the mic off. John Spears, Tony Burke, 38-32. Seneca with the lead here, and it's kind of gotten away here, Tony. Tiger defense is allowing House hits a couple of threes, which is part of it, but they're allowing offensive rebounds and not getting anything done at their own offensive end.
The Tigers got 2 free throws to start the second half, and they went up 30-26, and now it's 38-32.
Well,
Seneca.
That's a 12-2 run by the Redhawks.
And the one thing, Ron House, he had 30 the other night against Trinity in their win. He just gradually gets up there, doesn't he, Johnny? He gets points. Look up. Oh, my goodness, he got 19 points.
Here's Williams in the backcourt, guarded by Gray. He'll dribble it and hand it to Dillingham. who crosses center court. Guarded by, they try to throw it down low to Scanlon, but Gray was holding him. It's a height advantage of about 6 inches down there if Scanlon gets matched up on Gray.
I'd run the same play, John, because they're probably going to do the same thing, and they would get that same play. But the Tigers will inbound with Jeremiah Jackson under their own basket.
Second foul on Gray, third on the Redhawks. Ball thrown in the corner, but Dillingham threw it away, and here is House the other way for the layup. Well, this one's getting away quickly, Tony, and Seneca's built momentum and confidence. Jackson will bring it across this time against House. Dribbles baseline, cut off, pushed House away, got away with it, put it up and in, and he's fouled. New man in the lineup. That is Tanner Revor, draws the foul. Jeremiah Jackson. Tony, I thought he got away with a little chicken wing there.
Yeah, Coach Johnson did too. Wasn't real happy about it, but Jackson gets his 12th point. He'll go to the line where he's 2 for 3 tonight.
That ends a pretty good run by Seneca, and Jeremiah will try to cut the lead back down to 5 with 3:03 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they were on a 6-0 run in the last minute.
Free throws good, 13 for the freshman. Tigers show a little zone pressure in the backcourt here. Coward threw it away, stolen by Cameron, who's back in the game. Chief lays it up and in. There's a terrible pass by Seneca that time. Now they're in the front court, and a timeout is a trap on Evans right near the Seneca bench. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here, 40-37 Seneca, and with it getting a little bit hairy there, Kevin Klein decides, okay, let's put a little pressure on him, try to jumpstart his own team, and it works.
Well, they get the turnover, and Chief gets a layup, and then they get a good trap right here in front of us. Thought they were coming at us, Sean, about 8 guys. They get the timeout, so Seneca, who had that lead just a minute ago, Tigers cut it to 40-37 with 2:47 left here in the third. And Seneca, and I think the Tigers will go back to man. If you want to trap, maybe they do some run and jump out of it. Maybe that to try to make Seneca throw the ball away, but the zone has not worked tonight. It's worked a few nights, but tonight it is not working.
Hello to Graham Kreisman's dad watching in Navarre Beach, Florida. Can we go watch him in Navarre Beach, Florida, Tony? I'd rather be watching it in Navarre Beach, Florida. Third time out there, so only 2 left now for Coach Johnson and the Seneca Redhawks.
Only 14 fouls on Seneca and only 1 on the Tigers there. Pretty much through the third quarter, but the guy they got to worry about's got tonight, who's got all the points, is Ron.
And he did come out at the St. X timeout, right back in here at the Seneca timeout. Quickly back in.
With his 21 points.
He's got the ball out top against Scanlon. Drives right, goes into the lane, kicks it in the corner. Evans for an open 3, short, and Hankey up high for the rebound. Will challenge but secured it. Gets it ahead to Scanlon. Tommy waits. He'll hand it to Chief. Cameron across midcourt. Guarded by House. Dribbles left against House. Lost his footing, but got it back now. It's stolen by House. Against Chief, going the other way. Lays it up and in, and he's fouled.
Well, the freshman just learned a lesson, John.
Well, sometimes the game's a little too fast for you, and Chief Cameron just got stripped and then compounded the mistake by committing the foul on the other end. His first, second on the Tigers. And House goes back to the line for the 3-point play opportunity. He's got 23, Tony, 12 in the quarter.
And he's 2 for 2 from the foul line. He's an 83% foul shooter.
Knocks it down for his 24th point. He's taken over this third quarter. Jackson in the front court against House, goes right down the lane, floats it up and in. Coward stopped to take the charge, and when he did, Jeremiah just stopped and put it up over him. 43-39, thrown away in the backcourt, and it hit the line. That'll be a turnover as Gray trying to pass it back out the House, but the second bounce hit the half-court line.
And the Tigers changed it up. They went to the half court. They went and did the trap in the half court. It works for them. They trail by 4 with 2:01 left here in the third. Jaden Jones inbounds to the Chief.
Cameron brings it across against Coward. Hands off to Hankey out top. Will look for the lob down low to Jackson. Didn't throw it to him. Got it to Javen. Javen hands it to Jackson, top of the key. Guarded by Price, who just dives into Price and draws the foul, and Jeremiah will go back to the free throw line.
Jeremiah just decided he was going to go through him, and that's a tough play for a defender. And Bryce, you're holding your ground, and a guy comes into you.
I guess if you keep your feet, maybe you get the charge. But once you leave your feet, you both go up. Even if the offensive player's jumping into you, you're getting the foul call.
Yeah, you're dead. You're dead in the water.
Free throws up and in for Jeremiah. He's got 16, 8 of those in the third quarter. Right now it's the Jackson versus House show here in the third quarter.
It's 4 out of 5. Foul line. He'll have his 6th one here.
Trying to cut the lead back to 2, and he does. 43-41, and now pressure in the backcourt. House with it against Jackson. Wants to bring it himself. Cut off. Gets it ahead to Wilson. Lob down low and out top now. A 3 in the air by Coward. Way off. Ball tipped out. Javen Jones dives on the floor as he chases it down. It's going to be a held ball, and Seneca will regain possession here.
Good job. What the Tigers are doing, they're going to their 1-2-2 half court. Put one guy in backcourt, try to get to traps. It's been pretty effective so far. Got a quick shot out of Coward right there. Bad break for the Tigers as Javen Jones gets on the floor.
And if you can keep Seneca from throwing over the top of it, Tony, you've got a good shot of getting some turnovers. Here's Coward out top against Hankey. Left side to Price. Craisman back in there, comes to get him. Price dribbles to the top of the key. Knocked away. Jackson had it, lost it. And a foul going to be called on Price, who pushed Jeremiah Jackson as House recovered the ball. He didn't have to push him. Seneca was going to get the basketball, but Price just committed his 4th foul.
Nice play by Jeremiah, though. He gets a hand on the ball, makes that happen. Now Tigers have a chance to either tie this or take the lead with 1:15 left here in the third.
Hoover Acole back in the game for the Red Hawks. Price has to come out with his 4 fouls. Here's a lob to Craisman, another not great pass that Graham saved. Now he dribbles down low, and they're going to call an offensive foul. Boy, I think that's a flop on Coward. Boy, he took a chance on getting his 4th foul down, but 4th foul there, but they'll call the foul on Graham.
Well, Graham did kind of duck down and try to bow his way there. I think it's a flop too, but he did have position. Tough break for the Tigers.
Under a minute to play here in the third. Here's Wilson in the front court, drops it down low. Coward, instead of going up, dribbled it out and threw it away off the hand of Gray and out of bounds in front of the Tiger crowd.
Coach Johnson telling Coward, shoot the ball. He goes, I'm going away. He said, 2-foot stop, go up and shoot it.
Yeah, I thought Coward certainly had a good look at not an easy shot, but a fairly easy shot there. He'll take a seat now as Bibb will replace a very frustrated Ravante Coward, second leading scorer, scoreless here today. Hankey will come out of the game, and not sure who came in. Chance Dillingham back in. Cameron brings it across, gets a high screen, goes down the left side, went up, lost it, but got it to Jackson, who gets it back out to Dillingham. He resets. Chance right down the lane, threw it out top. Cameron's got it. Kevin Klein calling for one shot with 30 seconds to go. Tigers will get the ball next on a held ball or the quarter. Jackson out top to Dillingham with 25 seconds. Swings it over to Cameron. Chief, one dribble, cross court to Jackson. Jeremiah will dribble against Wilson. Cut off, gets it out to Dillingham with 14 seconds. Chance dribbles to the top. 7 seconds. Now he'll go right. Goes right around the defense and lays it in. Got a screen from Cameron. Seneca expected him to hand it off. He didn't. He went in for the layup to tie the game. 5th point of the night for Dillingham. Then a violation on the inbounds. St. X with 1.3 will put it in under their own basket.
That's a set play, John. It's a fake handoff, and it just goes straight to the basket. They switched. Nobody went with him.
Looking for the lob here. There it is to Jackson. He puts it up. No good. Boy, a lot of contact. No call. And that will bring the third quarter to an end. Well, we got 8 minutes left to decide this thing, and we're all tied up at 43. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on Big X Sports Radio. Back at St. X, John and Tony. Texter wants to know how can I watch the game. You can go to stx.com/live or just go to YouTube and put in the St. X Tigers channel, right?
Yep. All you got to do is go to YouTube, St. X Tigers, and you'll come right up. Live streaming. Bad three-point shooting in this game, John.
No other way to say it.
Tigers are shooting 29% on 4 for 11. The Red Hawks are shooting 15% on 1 of 8.
Tiger ball to start the fourth quarter, tied at 43. Here's Jackson out top. They get it down to Kraisman in the block. Spins, puts up a little floater. It rolls out. Boy, he can't get a break. Cannot get one of those to fall in the last couple of weeks. Quickly the other way. Open three from Price is short. Ball on the deck. Tipped out. I think Cameron got touched it last. He did, so Seneca will keep it under their own basket.
Tie ball game. Tigers have a chance at that defensive rebound, but it goes out of bounds. And the Red Hawks will inbound under their own basket. Kevin Edwards will inbound it.
Kevin Evans. It rhymes. Goes in the right corner to House, guarded by Jackson. House dribbles to the free throw line. Drops it for Ravante Coward, who tried to flip it up as he was falling. It's taken away by Kraisman. Here's Dillingham, 3-on-2 in the front court. Spins in trouble. Good job by the Red Hawks defensively. Cameron floater, in and out, no good. Ball tipped by Akile and taken by Javen, who's wide open for a corner three, good. Well, they just let him walk to the corner after he got the rebound, and nobody went with him.
Looked like a drill, didn't it, all by himself?
46-43 Tigers, 7 minutes to play. Here's House to the top. Guarded by Jackson, gets it right side. Coward, three ball in the air. That's an air ball. Knocked away, and it went off Kraisman. Kraisman says it went off Ako, but Seneca will keep it. Wilson back in for the Red Hawks, and Kier Ako will come out.
Coward having a tough night out there, 0 for 5 from the field. And they put Jeremiah Jackson just hounding House, trying to keep House from getting the basketball and getting points.
Long one out top to Coward, guarded by Chief Cameron, gives it to House. Jackson comes to get him. Tigers back in the man-to-man. House dribbles to the top of the key. Spins, threw it off the hands of Wilson, but it went right to Price. He'll stop, get it down to Wilson, blocked by Chance Dillingham, who came over and helped side defense. Boy, Wilson thought he had an easy one there, Tony. Chance came out of nowhere. Tiger ball in the front court. Here's Chief Cameron down the lane. Spins, goes up, flips it up, and a foul. Tigers will go to the line. That's the 7th team foul on Seneca. It may be a 2-shot foul. It is. Evans with his first foul. Tigers will be shooting free throws from here on out with 6:26 to play, and Chief Cameron will shoot 2 here.
Chief's 2 for 2 tonight. He was shooting 70 coming in, so I'm guessing he's shooting over 70.
So it went up then, you're saying. He's 3 for 3 now. He's got 5. Tommy Scanlon will come in. Jeremiah Jackson will get what I assume will be a short break. Manny Gray. Tyran Gray back in for the Red Hawk.
I called Evans.
Chief puts it up. He's 4 for 4 at the line tonight. 6 points. And the Tigers 5-0 to start the quarter and a 7-0 run overall to lead it by 5. Quickly the other way. Here's Price down the lane. Lays it up and in. Went between 2 Tiger defenders. And Elijah Price off the bench has 9 for the Red Hawks. Not good defensive rotation that time for St. X. Here's Cameron in the front court. 6:05 to play. Chief, guarded by Gray, lost it, and it goes right to House. He's cut off. Chief knocked it away, dives for it, kicks it ahead to Kraisman, who goes up and lays it in. What a play by Chief Cameron. He turned a bad play into a great play. Quickly the other way, down court, this is Evans in trouble, threw it away. It is on the ground, picked up by Gray, right corner. Price faked the 3 and missed the 3. Ball tipped out. Javen will chase it down for the Tigers, gives it to Scanlon, who hands it to Chief Cameron. What a great hustle play by Cameron down here, Tony. We got to remember that one. Timeout by St. X. It looked like Chief Coleman might getting ready to get a 5-second call on him, so Kevin Klein takes the timeout. We'll take 30 seconds as well. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on Big X Sports Radio. Back at the Will Center, John and Tony. 50-45, St. X with the lead on the reset here. Tigers already in the bonus with 5:25 to play. St. X has only committed 3 team fouls. Seneca will get the ball on any held ball. Tiger ball out of the timeout. Chief Cameron has it against Gray. Dribbles left, gets it to Javen Jones. They throw the lob and he threw it away.
You've got to get some air on.
Yeah, that was a fastball when it called for a changeup.
Yeah, they cleared out the backside for Grant Kreisman.
It was there.
Javen Jones just didn't put enough air under it. It goes out to the concession stand.
Another turnover by the Tigers, who get in that 1-2-2 full court trap. Seneca breaks it, but it's knocked away and stolen by Dillingham. I think Scanlon got a hand on it. Here's a chance to the free throw line. Skips it to Chief Coleman, who lays it in. Chief Cameron. I know it's not Coleman.
I didn't say that.
Hey, yeah, you don't have to. I hear myself mess up. Tigers back up by 7. In the front court, here's Gray. Gives it to House. Dribbles into the lane with the layup. Good. One right over Kreisman. Laid it in. 26 for Kelron House. His first 2 of the quarter with 4:38 to play. 52-47 Tigers. Dillingham down the lane. Flips up an unnecessary shot. Missed it. Kreisman got it back. And a held ball as he went up. The shot was blocked. It's a held ball, and Seneca will get it back. Tenor Ravor back in for Seneca. Jeremiah Jackson will give Javen Jones, who gave the Tigers good minutes so far tonight. But Jackson, as I mentioned earlier, quickly back in there.
House got most of Seneca's points tonight.
He's got it in the backcourt, ahead to Price. May have walked, got away with it, goes in, lays it in. 11 for Elijah Price off the bench, and the lead back down to 3.
Coach making a nice play.
Yeah, he ran out on a loose ball, and the referee stopped playing. Coach Coleman quick to the ball there.
It's a Jordan's he's got on.
Coach Johnson. Call him Coach Coleman. Everybody's Coleman tonight. Here's Cameron in the front court. Guarded by Gray. Picks up his dribble. Oh, he's got a lane to the basket and lays it in. Just went right around Tyran Gray. 10 for the Chief. Second Tiger in double figures here. And the lead back up to 5. Long cross-court pass to Gray. Gets it in the corner. Takes it back. Open 3. Short, no good. Cameron had it. Lost it, but they're going to call a foul. It looked like Chief had the ball, and it got hacked out from behind. And the whistle came. And we'll see who this is on. This is the 4th foul on Ravante Coward, Tony.
Well, Coward's been pretty much a non-factor, but they need him in the game when it comes down the stretch, and he gets his 4th. And
Reese Asher with his first action of the game. But, hey, you know what? It's a close game. There's 3:40 to go. You haven't played. Let's put you in.
Why not? You know what? Sometimes you just got to roll
never
the
know.
dice. But Chief goes back to the foul line where he's 4 for 4 on the night. Make it 5.
Well, I'm not going to call him Coleman anymore. He's got 11-7, Tony, here in the 4th quarter. In fact, 7 of the Tigers' 12 points here in the 4th quarter. 55-49, trying to make it a 7-point lead with 3:43 to play.
Just a freshman.
Can he? He can. Tigers stay in that 1-2-2 full court, Tony, which has worked. Here's House still in the backcourt. Gets it ahead to Coward. Wants to drive right. Cross court to Gray, and he lost out of bounds. He was going to throw it in the corner to a wide open Asher, and he just lost it right into his own bench.
Got a little bit of a hurry, just trying to move the basketball. So now with 3:32 left in this game, Tigers lead 56-49. And Chief Cameron will bring it up and hand it to Chance Dillingham.
Will Hankey back in. Kreisman will take a seat. Well, you got the matchup you want there. Hankey's got it. Give it to Jackson. I let him go one-on-one here. Instead, down low to Coleman. Back out to Jackson. He's got Ravante Coward on him with the 4 foul. Hand off to Coleman out top. 3:05. Or Cameron, either one. Chief down the lane. Knocked away and stolen. Here's Coward the other way against Dillingham. Lays it up and rolls off. He can't get anything to fall. Jackson with the rebound, in trouble. Just throws it down court. It's tipped ahead by Cameron, who tips it to Will Hankey for a wide open layup. Tigers just got there first that time. The lead is now 9, which is tied for the biggest of the game, surprisingly. And a foul in the backcourt on Dillingham, his 2nd, but only the 4th on Tigers. They've still got 2 more to give here.
Nelson Williams will replace the Chief.
Great game by Chief Cameron tonight, Tony. Couple of mistakes. Couple of freshman mistakes, you would call them, but overall, played very well.
9-point Tiger lead.
Here's House, guarded by Scanlon. Double team comes from Williams. He gets it to Coward. Jumper in the lane, back rim, no good. And Jackson with another rebound, and he's fouled in the backcourt by Elijah Price.
And Kelron House had just dropped his shoulders, and I know Coward is just having one of those nights, John.
He's having one of those nights because he's had a couple of looks where you think there's no way he's going to miss them.
And Price does foul out of the ball game.
11 points off the bench for Elijah Price. And we'll get another new man in the lineup here for, it's Corian Martin.
Coach going to all kinds of different guys.
Yeah. Didn't even have him on my roster, but Corian Martin will come in to replace the fouled out Elijah House. Jackson misses the front end of the 1-and-1, so the lead remains 9 for the Tigers. Here's Coward. Dribbles down the lane, gets it in the corner. Open three. Good. He hit the side of the backboard and went in.
First shot he's taken.
Corian Martin, that's just good coaching. Timeout Seneca. We'll take a 1-minute timeout as well. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on Big X Sports Radio.
Experience St. X. Experience more than $3 million in tuition assistance. Experience a world-class campus. Experience 29 advanced placement courses. Experience the Brotherhood.
Back at St. X, John Spears, Tony Burke. 2:10 to play, 58-52. St. X with the lead and the ball here against the Seneca Redhawks. To our one listener tonight, FAU leads Western Kentucky 55-50 with 6 minutes to play. Ball taken away from Nelson Williams in the backcourt. Here's Coward down the lane. He finally scores, lays one in. And all of a sudden, it's a 4-point Tiger lead. Nelson Williams, the senior, with the turnover. He gets the inbounds pass here. Throws it away again. Hankey does manage to tip it into the backcourt, but it's taken by House, who lost it out of bounds. And the Tigers are going to get it. Scanlon challenged him for it, and House just could not hang on to it. A turnover by Nelson, nearly another one.
Wow, that was a great play by the Tigers to get that ball tapped in the backcourt and get it out of that. Chief Cameron comes back
and
in
the
the
freshman
game
will come in for the senior after that flurry. Here's Hankey, left corner. Brings it back out, looking for Dillingham, gets it to Chance, cross court to Cameron, to Jackson in the corner. Tried to go baseline, cut off, back out to the Chief. Out top to Hankey, 1:34 to play. Will to Dillingham, double team comes, he dribbles out of it, hands it to Chief. Chief at the top, gets it to Dillingham. And a foul out front by Wilson, and Chance Dillingham's going to go shoot two free throws as Tigers are now in the double bonus.
Well, I think Coach Johnson was yelling foul, 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 but when Dillingham got the ball, he was like,
the one guy you don't want to foul, right?
Chance did miss a couple last night.
He did. He'll shoot 2 here. First one is up and in. Tony, is it a difference? You played, and when you're shooting free throws at your home court, it shouldn't be, but is it?
It is, John. These rims, we always talk about these rims being soft, and you're used to shooting on them. I mean, I'm not going to say anything till this shot goes up. And he missed
short. Rebound by Wilson. 59-54. Tigers with the lead. Here's House, double team as he gets into the front court. Drops it off to Martin, who hit the three. Knocked away from him. Ball on the deck. Hankey's got it. It's a held ball. It'll be Tiger basketball.
And, John, you always talk about that. And I've learned over the years, you have to know that late in the game. I don't think Tigers do that. They look to see. But that's something you have to know so you get in the tie-up.
Ball into Hankey in the backcourt. Threw it away, but it's rescued by Cameron. And he's fouled this time by Corian Martin.
And a good chance by Martin right there to try to get that. You're down 5. There's a minute. And guys running full speed. Guys running full speed. He's hit them tonight, but it's a good gamble in my book.
And if you're the Tigers, the good thing, Tony, you've only committed 4 fouls, so you can actually get after them defensively here, and you're shooting 2 on everything.
That's another thing you need to know, and you've even reminded me in games.
Cameron makes it for his 13th point, Tony. 9 here in the fourth quarter for the Chief. And I don't think, as he knocks this one down, he's missed a free throw.
He has not, John.
He's got 14 at 61-54 with a minute to play.
And you can
Here's
trap
Coward
on.
in the front court. Cross court to Gray. He'll take an open 3. Good.
3-pointer.
Tyran Gray with his first 3. He's got 7. Hankey takes the inbounds. Good ball fake. Throws it ahead to Jackson off his shoulder, but he got it back, and he'll dribble out to the top with 43 seconds. And a foul comes with 40.8 to play, and that is the 4th on Terrence Wilson. The thing about the scrambling defense, Tony, it leaves some shooters open. You can give fouls here. So, you can actually use some clock by giving fouls if you want to. Jackson misses the first. That's 2 misses in a row for Jeremiah. 17, but he hasn't tallied here in the fourth quarter.
6 out of 8, but, I missed the last 2.
6 out of 8 from a freshman, I think I'll take just about every time, but Chief Cameron's spoiling us a little bit.
Tigers have shot 10 free throws here, then Seneca 0.
Second one is up and in, nothing but the bottom of the net for Jeremiah Jackson, his 18th point. The lead is 5. Ball knocked away by Scanlon, right to Cameron, and the Chief lays it up and in. 16 for Cameron. And now it's a 3-possession game with under 30 seconds and a foul by Dillingham, but that's okay.
It's a good foul.
He ran into House.
And that shows where they weren't aware of that, John.
Yeah.
Dillingham dropped his head like,
yeah.
oh, foul. No, you had to.
You got to know,
one more.
Hey, we got one more to give here. I can be as aggressive as I want.
Just don't foul a shooter.
Here's a 3 from out top. Good from House. 29 for Kelron House. But only his second field goal here in the fourth quarter after he had a massive third quarter. And the lead down to 4 at 64-60.
Yeah, 1 and a 3, it keeps them attached. It is a 2-point possession game, 64-60 with 18 seconds. But we've seen Seneca's press cause the Tigers some trouble. So you got to be strong with the ball. And I tell guys all the time, John, a 10-second call here is not the worst thing in the world.
Well, because there would be 8.2 to go.
Right, but if you get in a hurry, But if you get in a hurry and throw it away, it's a live ball turnover, and bam, they score. It's a 2-point game, and then they're running around, and you're all in a hurry. But the Tigers do have 3 timeouts. Seneca has 0. So
64-60, Senex with the lead. 18.2 seconds to go. Tiger ball out of a timeout. Any held ball would go to Seneca. And the important part here, Tony, is Tigers have a foul to give here. That was, by the way, Seneca's last timeout, which is huge, Tony. Because no matter what happens on this possession, if Seneca scores, they can't stop the clock now.
You make the referee come get the basketball.
Absolutely, and give it to me. And then start the 5-second count. Now, obviously, the number one thing here, get it in bounds, and then hold onto that basketball because they are going to foul you. Hankey looks deep. It's not there. Now he gets it in, threw it away. Tried to get it to Jackson, and it goes out of bounds with no time coming off the clock. Wow. So now Seneca with 18.2 will get the ball. Unbelievable. Gray to put it in play. Gets it to House in the corner. He falls down but kept his dribble alive against Scanlon.
Tried to foul.
Kicks it out to Coward for a 3. It's good. 10.0 to go here. Count has begun out of bounds. Seneca picked it up out of bounds. They can't do that. The clock's not going to stop now. 3.6. I don't know why the clock stops. That's a technical foul maybe. Sure they can.
That's up to the referee's got to blow the whistle.
That is up to the officials. They're going to talk it over here.
You cannot touch the ball out of bounds if you're the team that's on defense.
Coward with a three-pointer, his
3.
5th point, cuts it to 64-63. When he made it, Tony, The clock was running with about 10 seconds to go.
Right.
The referee took the ball, and Seneca was not running to get it out of bounds, but he dropped it and said, okay, I'm counting, which I think is the right thing to do. But then Seneca inexplicably went out of bounds and picked up the basketball. That was a huge mistake. They're going to put 5.1 back on the clock.
They're calling delay a game warning.
Against who?
Against Seneca.
Well, why do they get a second and a half back on the clock? That's what I'd like to know.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
So Tiger ball up 1, 5.1 to play. Got to get it inbounds, and you can run the baseline here if you're Will Hankey. That's something else that sometimes these kids don't know, Tony. You can run the baseline. Will could have run the baseline last time. He didn't. It would have made it easier to get it into Jackson. So here we go. Hankey will take it out of bounds. Looking, still looking, into Cameron. He lost it. Seneca picks it up. They try to throw it down low. It's knocked away, and a foul on Jackson on a layup. 1.2 to play, and an 83% free throw shooter is going to go to the line. Wow. Tigers trying to give this one away, and they're just about to, I think. St. X Kevin Klein will call a timeout. We'll keep it right here. It's a full timeout, but Tony, the disaster has happened here.
Wow.
Hankey got a piece of the pass, but it went off of his hands. It went off of his hands and out and right into the arms of House, who was under the basket. And they are 2 free throws away from taking the lead with 1.2 seconds to go. And the Tiger crowd and the Seneca small crowd here are stunned, as am I.
Seneca has not shot a foul shot in the second half. House is 2 for 2 on the night. We talked about it earlier, 83% foul shooter. So if the Red Hawks get out of here with a victory, it would be catastrophic.
Well, if I was a wagering man, I'd certainly wager on them getting out of here with a victory right now.
Seen a lot more crazy things happen. Got to make 2 free throws, and you still got 1.2.
House has 29 on the night. I don't think he's missed a free throw tonight. And he will shoot a pair. Seneca will not put anybody on the free throw line, which is the wise move here.
You said it, House has got 29.
And this comes back, Tony. They put a second and a half back on the clock, and there's 1.2 to go now.
Call another timeout.
Van X will call another full timeout. We'll take a 30-second one as well. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on Big X Sports Radio.
Why would you leave your team out there?
Back at St. X, John Spears, Tony Burke, 1.2 seconds to go. 64-63. Tigers trying to escape a plethora of mistakes here in the final 30 seconds, but they may not as Ron House goes to the free throw line to shoot a pair and try to give Seneca the lead. First one is up and rolls off.
Wow.
Now you got to put your guys in the lane, don't you? If you're Seneca. Now Kevin Klein will call his final timeout to double ice, I guess triple ice, Ron House here.
Well, I think what he's doing here, John, is this is what's going to happen. If he makes it, this is what we're doing, all right? So if he makes it right here, you got to be careful of one thing. Two things.
Go ahead.
Let me change it. Two things you have to be careful. One is to throw it right in too quick and get it intercepted.
Which
And
they've done twice in a row.
And the second one is your thought is throw long. But if you throw it long and nobody touches it, then they get the ball under the basket. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's got to make it first.
And Coach Johnson will put A. Cole on the line, so he's got one Seneca Red Hawk
You have to put
on
two.
the foul line. Well, they're only putting one here.
He misses.
If Tigers hit a rebound, the game's over. But he's 83% and he just missed. I don't anticipate him missing another one here. Second one's good. Long, no good. Tigers rebound it. The game is over. And, Tony, you want to talk about escaping? This is a game that the Tigers had in hand with a minute and a half to play, and they are going to escape with an unbelievable victory here, 64-63. We'll take a 2-minute break, come back and wrap things up. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on Big X Sports Radio.
Both teams tried
2 minutes.
Hi guys, I'm here with Coach Klein after a close win tonight, but still, a win is a win. Coach, how do you feel about extending the win streak a little more?
Do you think that was just how we drew it up?
No.
Keep our timeouts, ice one of the best players in the state, and hope he misses. But I'm super proud of our guys finding a way. Got to finish up 8 late, playing big-time championship basketball, and just had a few possessions where we fell asleep at the wheel. Credit to Seneca for creating some turnovers. We didn't make enough free throws. Would have been nice to make a couple more. But they, of course, got big-time contributions from 2 freshmen. Jeremiah was huge all night, and Chief came in off the bench and played his best game of the season, which we needed in a very tough spot. 3-0 week, another sweep on the day. Super proud of these guys and what they're bringing day in and day out, and we're going to keep taking steps forward as we finish out the regular season.
All righty, Coach.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Somehow, some way, Tony, St. X hangs on to beat Seneca tonight, 64-63. How did they do it?
Well, Tigers were up 64-60, like you said, 18 seconds. House hits
Had
a
the
three.
ball.
House, it was actually 64-57. House hits a 3 with 18 seconds. Then Coward hits a 3 with around 10 seconds. And then they get the steal after getting a steal before that.
Yeah.
And an 83% foul shooter goes up who has 29 points in the
And
game.
hadn't missed a free throw tonight.
Had not missed one. He was 2 for 2 on the night, and he missed both. And the Tigers escape. And we were saying it would be catastrophic if the Tigers lost that game. Boy, Seneca's in there right now going, how did we lose that game?
6 wins in a row is 6 wins in a row. We say it all the time. They don't take pictures of them. St. X keeps their momentum and gets out of here with a 64-63 win. Second win of the year over a game Seneca Red Hawk team. Seneca is a team that can cause teams trouble in the postseason, Tony. They're going to be in the 7th region tournament.
Yeah, when you have a guy like Ron House, you have an opportunity to win all the time. And Coward had a horrible night.
Yeah.
But he comes up with a couple big baskets down the stretch that almost pulls the game out for the Red Hawks. And, gosh, I tell you, man.
29 for House, 11 for Elijah Price off the bench. Jeremiah Jackson, 18 for the Tigers, 10 in the second half. And, Tony, we can't get out of here without talking about Chief Cameron tonight. 16 points, 12 of those in the fourth quarter, and the freshman had multiple opportunities at the line and did not miss.
And looking at his numbers here, let me pull him up. Looking at the wrong one, but he did have 4 turnovers, which is going to happen for a freshman. He had 2 assists plus those points, but the 3-throw shooting down the stretch by the Chief was huge for the Tigers tonight.
We will be back on the air on Tuesday night. Christian Academy comes here to the Wills Center. We'll be on our sister station, WFA 94.7. So look for us there. Don't forget Indiana basketball coming up in about an hour, 7 o'clock pregame, 8 o'clock. The Hoosiers take on Ohio State right here on the Big X.
Tuesday night triple header.
Triple header. Get
Senior
out here. First game at 4:30.
4:36, 7:30 against the Cal Centurions.
We'll see you then. Thanks to Chris Tenius and helping us out here tonight. Josh back in the studio. We appreciate everything he did today. And for Tony Burke, this is John Spears saying so long from the Wills Center. Final score here once again tonight, St. X 64 and Seneca 63. You've been listening to St. X High School basketball on Big X Sports Radio.